Joel, day 2.
Hello.
We are here. We didn't do too much last time. We were more chilled out, got a little tipsy in the bar, but then just went back to our room. The indie game party got canceled, but you know, it happens. It happens.
Yeah, well, weird chain of events here, but we got to miss out on several indie games that we were curious to try. That's okay. Today and tomorrow we're going to be jam-packed with plenty of previews and lots of hands-on gameplay at Nintendo World Report. Eventually, we'll see how well the internet holds up there. Nice, dreary day this morning, but I'm not complaining. Nice, mild weather. What I didn't realize is the campus is very understated.
Very understated. It seems like to check in, we have to go into an alley. Talk to a seedy security guard man, get to a table where we're promptly told that, oh no, the press people left about 15 minutes ago. It wasn't even like on the hour.
No, it was weirdly, there must not have been many people there trying to get something. They just decided to call it. It's like when a restaurant closes early.
There were like, but you know, I've heard that people there were like people who've been here like for 3 days already.
Yeah, it's kind of wild. There has been like a longer span of week for the events happening around here outside of just the play days, but you know, we're only here for the mostly indie event stuff. We're going to see more about Mortal Kombat 1 this weekend, as well as that new announced Sonic game, which will be interesting to see what that looks like in actual hands-on. It feels like a real deviation from what you usually expect from 2D Sonic games, but we'll take a look and see.
We're in disagreement. We both feel like, I feel like the Sonic might be slower. We'll see. Sonic got to go fast. We're on the way to get some coffee before we start our day. LA has a lot of helicopters.
Yeah, plenty of noise. Several helicopters last night. We weren't quite under the rooftop bar at our hotel, but
thank God.
Still had no problem hearing it. So plenty of noise going on there. It was bumping. And,
it was a party up there. It seemed like
it was. I mean, it was very swanky looking. You know, me bumming around in a t-shirt and a hoodie felt like a little fish out of water, but it was interesting to see and a nice experience. But you know, we're still up and running nice and early in the morning here.
Let's get moving. Day 2.
After our first hotel stay, we're ready to take on Summer Game Fest. But first, bougie LA coffee. Then we start our long and arduous journey to Summer Game Fest. Realistically, it was around 6 blocks. But still, our heroes have a destination. The actual campus was a bunch of smaller buildings, each one with different companies and different games. We mostly stayed in the indie smaller game kind of area, and we got to play a lot of demos. Here you can see Joel playing Cocoon. We also spent a good time getting as many interviews as we possibly could, all of which can be seen on the Nintendo World Report YouTube channel.
All right, we are. I gotta stop filing the mic. We are at Summer Games Fest, day 1, hanging out. Joel, what are you thinking so far? How are you liking?
We've been hitting some good hits so far.
A lot of good conversations too.
Yeah. You know, what's really nice is that the developers are all really friendly. They're eager to show what they're working on. You can tell they're passionate about what they're working on, and so it's really prompted some nice conversations, especially around Disney's Magical Illusion. The developers seem really pleased and eager to be working with Disney. We just met with Niantic.
Yeah, Niantic was actually like, they kind of sold me on Pokemon Go again, which I was kind of like, okay, I know what this is, and they're like, well, here's the new stuff that we're working on. And it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I'm back on Pokemon Go again. So
Yeah, and they have some really ambitious ideas with Pokemon Go, including routes. Is routes the name word they're talking about?
Routes.
And the idea of routes is that you can create a starting point from a Pokemon gym, geolocate your own route that you walk around in a path, and then have a finish point at a different Pokemon gym or the same one, and it will create a specialized route that you can name, and then have other people have the ability to follow it, including route-specific Pokemon items,
sites, and everything.
And it's the way they describe it is really cool. The idea that you could create your own specialized route if you knew there were certain cool landmarks around your town, or if you wanted to take it off a beaten path where there's like secret trails with cool bridges or things that you might not see otherwise. They have some really ambitious ideas about it that I think, if done right, it's going to be a really cool thing that could really bring people in, but also be an exciting feature for people who are already in it.
Yeah, and again, it's been a really good day here at Summer Games Fest. I feel like it's smaller than what we imagined, but at the same time, I feel like it is. I'm glad it's smaller because we're going from appointment to appointment.
It's better for that. Yeah.
The food, there's drinks, there's free drinks. There's a lot of stuff going on where you can like run into different people and like different personalities and other shows. You can talk to other people on different shows. Like there's a lot of like. It feels very friendly. It feels very low key. Everyone is just kind of on the same page.
It is a nice community of people that have all been friendly, willing to talk, and been able to chat without an issue. And it's a neat experience for a first time being at one of these events, having that welcoming environment, and then also being able to talk to all these passionate people about what they're working on.
Yeah, because even just being in line of food, and all of a sudden you're talking to a guy from like the Magic the Gathering, Wizards of the Coast, and they're just like, oh, by the way, we're having a lot of fun doing the blah blah blah. And it's just a random like, while I'm trying to wait for my fries, and he's like the nicest guy ever. And you meet these people, and it's just a really fun thing overall. Everyone is here to talk about video games, and that is awesome.
Yeah, it's refreshing to be in a community who has the same passion around this medium. And it speaks all the way out throughout the entire game. And then there was the Tekken lot, which let's see what
it had some beefcakes there, some real beefy boys,
real rip guys, and also the ice sculpture,
the fist,
the two fists.
The fist ice sculpture was pretty cool.
Yeah, that was pretty wild. I'm not sure how long do you think that's gonna last. It's not too hot here, so
I guarantee it's probably half melted down.
Okay, all right, we'll have to check that out later.
We will be checking it out later. But for right now, we're gonna go get ready for our next meeting. We have to go to the bathroom and then maybe grab a drink and then get into our meetings.
Maybe. Well, I'm not sure if we have that much time.
let's get going. All right, bye guys. Okay, Joel.
Hello.
We are going back to the hotel to drop off some of our stuff.
Yeah, it's been a heavy lift today.
We got a lot of good stuff, a lot of good footage.
A lot of good experiences. Have not played a bad game so far, that's for sure. Continue to be impressed with the Papageneta stuff. We got to play another Travis Treasure. You got more hands-on time than I did, but it was definitely a sort of easygoing. Souls-like is kind of a weird misnomer because like the boss is Souls type gameplay, but it didn't seem like the travel stuff had the kind of mainstays that a Souls game would be.
Well, you got to think that the Souls but you don't often get. I'm gonna cross the street. This is dangerous. We don't always get platforming in Souls games, or at least I don't know if you've played enough to know like there is a little bit of light platforming in those games.
Yeah.
So in this case, we got more. This game, Leather Crab's Treasure, focuses more on the platforming side of things.
And there's a lot of character and humor throughout. So the whole conceit is that as a crab, you can pick up different cans and stuff and turn them into shells with different abilities or perks with them. And it acts as a shield. And if you block correctly with it, it'll whittle away that shield. And then you can actually swap out new ones as they break. Another cool thing is that there is a perfect parry. The developer explained that if you're holding block and you release the block at just the right moment, it acts as a parry that opens the window to attack.
Okay. Also, there's just a gun.
There is just a gun. Yeah, that's top tier accessibility options right there.
Yeah. How can we make this so all people of all ages can play this? This is add a gun. It was cool. It was very funny. I was very surprised. He goes, here, let me show you the accessibility options. Here you can
see that you can make it so your enemies take more damage, your shell has less durability, more durability, and here's just a gun.
Click, click, boom. Is that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the phrasing. But there was a lot of good stuff here. We just played Oxenfree 2, which sure is more Oxenfree, which is never a bad thing, but also kind of funny where I'm like, well, let me write about it. What can I write about it? Y'all played Oxenfree 1? Let me tell you, Oxenfree 1.
It looks nice. It looks a little more current than the prior game does. The writing continues to be very good. They're developing the mystery in a way that they're definitely leaning on the premises of the last game, but have it tweaked just a bit to be a bit more of a... Well, like the first one was like kids lost on an island, and
Oop. Yep.
And this one is more you're being a researcher with the local parts and rec team, like paranormal division that just seems to be stumbling into this stuff. So glad to see them making some changes at the end of the day. Yeah, it's more Oxenfree.
Yeah, and that's where I was kind of like, well, okay, like how can I make this art, like write something that's just like, hey, play Oxenfree 1, it's awesome, and then Oxenfree 2 is just as good, sweet, check it out. But there's a lot there, and I like what we're seeing so far. I feel like we should go down this market here and get into some shenanigans. What do you think, Joel?
Yeah, we'll round back here for sure.
We'll be right back. Have a good one, guys.
A few moments later.
Joel, we bought hats.
We've been hatted.
We bought hats. We didn't need hats. We were gonna bring hats. We forgot hats. Now we have hats.
Oh, I need a hat. I'm pretty sure I torched myself already.
Oh, really?
Not even sun. It's behind the clouds and overcast. But just like the sun's that powerful here. It's still here.
Yeah, I mean, they've burned the ozone away here.
Yeah. Thanks, LA.
So, okay, so now, are we going in the right direction is the question. Are we lost again?
Who knows?
You are supposed to know.
Look, I said I'd be in the Navigator. I didn't say I'd be a good Navigator.
Okay, what else are you feeling? We tried to get into Armored Core. They kind of looked at us and said, no. No.
Who are you?
No, Armored Core. Are you serious?
Armored Core's for winners.
It's been booked for months.
I didn't even know they were there. They were secret, super influencer, high-profile people.
Oh, dude, he looked at me and like he had to say it in hushed tones. I was like, "Hey, is Armored Core here?" And he looks at me and goes, "Armored Core's here. Armored Core's here. Yeah, it's playable."
Yeah. Fortunately, we were just within earshot of people with importance to hear that it even existed. But
yeah,
maybe next time. Who knows?
Yeah, but it was very funny. I thought that was good. Yeah, same with that sand game, Sandland.
Yeah.
I was like, also, hey, what's Sandland looking like? And they're like, nah, man, that's number 2. That's number 2. People are just eating that one up. There's no chance you're gonna play that.
Now that's the one with the art style from Toriyama.
Yes, it is.
All right. Yeah, that looked interesting. You know, not surprising that there's buzz around that.
Ooh, man, what is happening in LA right now? Ugh.
Everything needs a little bit of oil.
Yeah, everything a little dark and weird here, but I like it. I mean, it's funnier because I kind of was like, oh, we're gonna be in the Hollywood. It's like, no, we're not in Hollywood.
No.
We're like, we're
Bad idea.
Dude, we're Chicago people. Stop worrying about traffic.
Speak for yourself.
If they're gonna hit me, they're gonna hit me. Anyway, yeah, it's interesting just because we're probably in South Central. I don't know how this works. Oh well.
Yeah.
All right, what else really stuck with you? Give me one.
What stuck with me? Well, it was nice that we were properly fed.
Okay.
That was cool.
I'm in a game.
A game?
Yeah.
Game.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the important stuff here. Actually, Pokemon Go and Monster Hunter Go. I was surprised. I didn't know what to expect with them, but I was surprised by how good Monster Hunter Go appeared and played. Like, I'm not a big mobile phone person, but I'm kind of interested in getting into that a little bit. They really translated the Monster Hunter experience into something that's really portable and snapshot and bite size.
It felt like Monster Hunter though, right?
It translated really, really well. A lot better than I expected. And I think people are going to really like that.
Awesome. I'm trying to think, what else did we see? What was the first thing?
The first thing today was Disney, Mickey's Illusion Island.
I was actually surprised at that one.
Yeah.
I wasn't into it. I wasn't into it, and then I played it, and I was like, well, I'm kind of into this.
Yes. You can tell there's a lot of love from the makers of that game.
The focus on co-op,
the accessibility for like players who aren't as experienced,
Yeah.
the help system.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good stuff there that I felt like they sold me on.
And it's foundationally strong. If you play those old Illusion Island games, the feel of the characters, the weight and momentum are actually really close, which, talking to the developers, it sounds like they've got a real reverence for that, and so it falls in line with that. The art style is really charming, cute, nice crisp animation. We didn't get to hear it, but they highlighted that there was a symphonic orchestra that is behind the actual soundtrack. Made allusions to it sounding close to like the Disney parks in that way. So I think it's just going to be a really well put together package, and especially if you have people to play with, family or friends, it's going to be a good couch co-op game.
Okay, well, we're gonna get back to our hotel. Hopefully, we're not lost right now.
Nope.
And then we're gonna go. Then we're gonna go back for some after parties.
Peace.
Later.
I didn't get too much footage from the after parties. I will say they were very different after parties. The Tekken 8 party ended up being kind of a wild rager, while the Niantic Pokemon Go Monster Hunter Now party ended up being actually really classy. It was a good time overall.